Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Top 10s Nobody Asked For, the series in which I take a subject that no one really cares for and looks at the 10 best things about it in what some would say is far too much detail, which really raises the question as to why I'm doing this and who it's for. This episode, though, is for all those petrol heads out there, or just people who are curious as to what ingenious engineering goes into building a car. Well, we've got a long road ahead of us, so let's start our engines, fasten our seatbelts, and launch off the starting line with the essential top 10 bits on cars. Oh, now I should mention, before we start, that there may be spoilers ahead, so beware. Number 10. Coming in first on our list then are those pesky spoilers. These things are everywhere these days and are becoming such a problem that so many other YouTube videos, podcasts and discussion shows are also having to put warnings at the beginning of their videos too. In a world filled with so many different stories through film, TV, games and books, spoilers are becoming such an issue that it's almost impossible to avoid them, and you end up finding out that Snape kills Dumbledore from a friend who's not really a friend, more of an acquaintance from school, who'd read the books before you whilst playing on the swings in the local park. However, I am aware that they also serve some scientific purpose too, in that airflow over the top of the car pushes it downwards to make it stick more to the ground. And also, spoilers like this one can also dry your clothes. Doubly useful. Up next on our list at 9 is the boot, or to my American viewers, if there are any, the trunk. Somewhat linked to our previous entry, the spoiler often sits on top of the trunk. Now, the trunk, of course, can easily be opened for storage. Now, depending on the size of the car's boot, this storage can be used for things like groceries, a small family dog, a car breakdown kit, luggage, or even a dead body. Very versatile, and that is why it's on this list. At the opposite end of the car then, and at number 8, we have the bonnet. No, not this fashionable headpiece often worn by babies whose parents really should know better, but this bonnet. Once again, for my American viewers, it's also known as a hood. Now, hoods, of course, are often worn by young gangster types for no other reason than they think they look cool. Like this guy. He thinks he's the dog's bollocks. Now, I feel the need to say that hoods were really invented in order to stay dry in the rain. Like this person. They're so happy that the hood is keeping them dry in the rain. Anyway, car hoods are good. They hide the car's organs and protect them. Like a human ribcage, if you will. In at number 7, we have the car door. Now, without this simple piece of engineering, humans would not be able to get into their vehicles without ungraciously climbing through the windows. It also has the added effect of looking quite inviting when open, like the car is saying it wants you to come inside and sit down on its cushioned seats. It can easily swing too far though, like this car. Ugh, who knows where it's been and who's been inside it. That's just too inviting. I feel dirty just looking at it. And then there's this car, who I feel has an ulterior motive and is inviting you in for the wrong reasons. Either way, a car door is an essential bit on a car. Just be careful when using them that you're getting into the right car. At number 6, we have the car's aerial. Not only can it be a relatively small mermaid, but also a receiver to all the radio signals the car might need to provide you with some banging tunes during your road trip. That alone is why it sits at number 6 on this list. Coming in at number 5, we have the wheels. These, of course, are 4 really important bits of a car, without which it wouldn't be able to move. Now, there's been numerous designs to wheels over the years, from square to really small, and in the future possibly even no wheels, at which point they wouldn't need to be in this list at all. However, right now they cannot place any higher than 5 because, as useful as they are, they can also be an expensive pain in the arse. At number 4, we have one of the most important car bits, and that is the seatbelt. It's hard to believe that once upon a time, seatbelts weren't even a legal requirement. But alas, in 1968 the law came in that stated they must be fitted to all designated seating positions. Strangely though, it doesn't mean everybody wears them. Some, like those who think they look cool in a hood, think that wearing a seatbelt is uncool. But look at this lot. A group of people far too young to be in control of a vehicle, all wearing seatbelts. You'd think at their age, their primary concern would be to look cool. But you know what is cool?
Safety.
In at number 3 then, we have the headlights. Now, the headlights, like carrots, are essential for you, the driver, to be able to see in the dark. They're also necessary for others on the road to see you. However, it is important to remember not to blind those coming in the opposite direction. Make sure you turn your full beam off as you approach another vehicle. Unlike this jerk. No! Our penultimate entry then on this list, at number 2, is the car's engine. Its heart, if you will. Without this, the car would be just an empty husk, only able to move if pushed down a gentle slope or launched from a trebuchet. The engine, just like a human heart, is a very complex piece of machinery, so much so that I regard mechanics in the same way I do surgeons, although coming home to their families every day covered in oil, rather than in blood. Well, here we are again at number 1 on our list. Now, this might be a controversial entry right at the top of the list, as it's a bit on a car not many people realise even exists. But I hope that this video goes some way to raising awareness of the existence of this car bit, and hope that people do actually start to use it more. It would make our roads a much safer place. Our top car bit is... So now you know.